Okay, so the point of this video is I had somebody ask how to socialize or train your rats, and the reason I wanted to make this video is because the method that I use is a little bit different than most of the methods that you will find online. Online, they will mostly tell you to use treats and train them by using food to get used to being touched by you or handled by you, or get used to your hands being around them. And I don't necessarily agree with this method. The method that I use is generally to basically mimic their behavior. Their social behavior around one another is how I do it. And the most important way that I do this is by rats interact with one another because rats, as you know if you've ever had one, are very clean animals, but they cannot groom their back or shoulders because they can't physically reach that area. So rats will actually groom one another by licking and nibbling on each other's back and shoulders in order to clean them, and this is a social behavior that you will have noticed your rats doing if you've ever had more than one. And this is how rats socialize and are affectionate with one another, and this is the method that I use to I mimic their behavior with one another because it triggers the mechanism in their brain that tells them, this is another rat, I'm socializing with them, and it forces them to become affectionate towards you. So there's a specific way that rats groom one another, and it's by using their teeth on each other. So when I scratch them in the shoulder or back area, my goal is to mimic their behavior with each other using me, and they begin to trust me or see me as they would see another rat that they're socializing with. So I'm sorry, I know I already explained this to you. I'm making this video for a specific person, but just in case somebody else sees this video, I wanted to explain the method or my reasoning behind this method, because it's different than what most guides on the internet will tell you. So I'm going to show you physically where and how the specific way that I scratch them is. So my laptop is actually, this is the table where I keep my rats actually. This is where my laptop is. So I'm going to show you how I do it. This is Rattigan. He's actually a completely wild rat, and he's friendly towards me because I used this method on him, and as you can see now he trusts me and has no issues touching me or being around me. So I'm gonna demonstrate to you how I scratch them, if he will stay here. This is his neck, and I do this around his neck. As you can see, he's sitting still right now because he really likes being scratched on his neck area. His eyes are closing because he's enjoying being scratched. Generally he's now licking me because I'm scratching him, and this is a normal reaction that rats will have when you scratch them, or when they groom one another. This is what they'll do. They will lick each other. So I'm scratching him. It's okay, buddy. So I'm scratching him on his neck, and his brain is telling him, we are socially interacting right now. This is how rats are affectionate with one another. I'm scratching him, which is an affectionate action, and he is licking me back. So this is how I trained him to be affectionate with me. And I'll just show you the specific method that I use. See if I can get a little closer. Like that. You'll want to generally do it around their head and neck area right here. Oh, he's gone away. So you want to do it on their head and neck area, specifically around their shoulders. Here we go. Let's come back. Let me see if I can show you. You'll want to do it right here. You should stop moving. Right here. Okay, I'm sorry, he's moving too much. But when you scratch them, you should be able to feel their shoulders under your fingers, and that's the best area to do this in. Sorry, he's coming over to check out my laptop. So, no, get off my laptop. Let me see if we can try this again. Right around here. Nope, it's not working. Sorry, it's not working. So you should be able to actually feel their shoulders under your fingers, on their neck, right behind their ears, sometimes under here as well, or anywhere on their back. And when you get a new rat, you want to do this slowly. Get off my laptop, Rattigan. You'll want to do this slowly because some new rats, when you get them, have been neglected or abused, especially if they've come from a pet store. It's unlikely that they've been socialized very well by the people who bred them or have been in the pet store with them. So they likely will be at least wary of you, if not outright scared of you. So it's best to do this very slowly. I had a rat named Edgar. I'll post a picture of him maybe. He was furless, and he was very badly abused by his previous owner, who was a breeder but actually really was a hoarder. She only ever picked him up by his tail, which is a no-no for rats. And she only picked him up when she was moving him from one cage to another to clean their other one. And so when I first got him, he was completely terrified of people. It took me about 5 or 6 months to get him to the point where he was comfortable being touched, picked up, and groomed by me. But I did that by using the method that I've been explaining in this video, which was to mimic natural rat socializing behavior by scratching their head and neck and back. And I found that this worked very well on every rat that I've ever tried this on. I've used the food method as well. I've never had it work very well before, which is why I developed my own method. And he's the most abused rat that I've ever had, and towards the end of his life, he trusted me enough where he let me pick him up and he enjoyed being touched by me. Whereas at the beginning, when I first got him, he was so scared that if he even saw me moving, or if he saw another rat even, he would immediately freeze, and his tail would start wiggling. His whole tail would start wiggling, which is an indication of extreme terror in rats. And he would just completely freeze and just sit there in the same position for like 10 minutes, not moving, which is an abnormal reaction. But after I used that method on him, he was okay. He got better. He liked being touched and pet by me. He let me pick him up. He let me feed him. And this should work with almost every rat. Another important thing is to that I find is to either let them live free range in your bedroom, which I have one of my rats doing right now, or if you can't do this, put their cage in your bedroom, or if you can't do that, then at least put their cage in a high traffic area, a place that you walk by several times a day, like your living room or your kitchen or your hallway. Don't just put them in some side bedroom where you're never going to walk past them, because they need to hear you, they need to see you, they need to smell you, they need to get used to your presence. And if they're in some side room where they're never seeing you or hearing you unless you specifically go in there, it's going to be difficult for them to get used to you and see that they shouldn't be scared of you. So this video is getting pretty long now. It's like 10 minutes long, so I'm going to wrap it up. But if you have any questions, just message me, or if you didn't understand my explanation, because I didn't write this out, I just kind of winged it, sorry. Feel free to message me or make a comment or whatever, and I'll try to explain it to you a little better. So, thank you. I hope it helps.